So having gone to a lot of KAP sessions, there's something that I noticed. So sometimes people, after deciding that they want to do a KAP session, the moment they decide it, they start to feel something energetic shift. Like as the days are coming closer and as the event is coming closer, they almost feel things coming up from the unconscious, anger, irritation, moody feelings, sadness, grief. Things just come up, and oftentimes I've heard before the session that they talked about how that day particularly they had so much resistance. There was such a struggle. There was so many so many tense moments in their lives, and the facilitator always responds the same way. The moment you decide to come to a KAP session, you are energetically aligning yourself to be there and to release, right? So it's like in your life there's always infinite possibilities, or an array of possibilities of what may happen and where you will go. The moment you set an intention to go towards KAP, it's like you're supposed to be there, you're meant to be there. It's like a divine plan, a divine order, that you're supposed to be there in that particular group with that particular facilitator in that time and space and location, right? So it's like it's a very unique, special situation, and you're supposed to be there. And the moment you go, things that you need to release, they will start to come to the foreground. So it will shift from person to person, but mostly it's about irritation, anger. Like I've seen a lot of people that were like really like just expressing anger that had built up over the weeks, or grief, or some people they felt a reconnection with their own soul, and they were crying because they felt like they had lost intimacy with themselves. A friend of mine, he's going to do 3 KAP sessions in a row. He's going to do one tomorrow, one on Sunday, and one on Monday. So the moment he decided to go to do that, I've done that, and I must say it's a very intense process. You need a lot of integration time after that, because you will work a lot. It's like a complete workout on all levels. So he said the moment, like these last days, he's been feeling like empty, sadness, like feelings that are underneath, buried, that are on the background, that are not in his awareness, and they start to come up. So he feels he's like, I feel empty, but there's a sadness and a gloominess and a lot of mixed feelings that are just coming up. I don't know what they're about. And I just laughed at him, and I told him, well, trust me, those things, they're going to be released in KAP. In your session tomorrow or the day after, you're going to release a lot of that crap. So yeah, I will make a video afterwards how his events went. So like, you have to trust that if you have an inner desire, an inner pull to really go to a session, to a virtual session or an in-person session, you have to trust that energetically you're aligned with that, and you're supposed to be there. And you have to feel and trust your intuition, because somehow it always knows best, or it knows more than you can possibly understand, because you have always a limited amount of information based on what you can see, on what you perceive. But your intuition, or the inspiration that you get, like that little voice, that little instinct that tells you just go there, and it doesn't give you any reasons to do so. It's probably your true self guiding you. There's a teacher that talks about it, and he says, you know how I distinguish the ego between real intuition? if there is a choice to be made between this or that, as soon as there are reasons, I should choose A, and I should do A because of this reason and this reason and this reason and this reason and this reason, that probably means it's from the ego, right? Because it's calculated, it's intentional, it's very, how would you say, it's very one-pointed, right? Whereas your inner voice, your inner guru, your inner guide, your soul, it will just whisper like, maybe just try this. It's like very subtle. It doesn't have any weight to it. It just feels like there's a wanting, a desire, but it's very light and you can easily ignore it. And usually that's because somewhere there's something for you that you need to go through, that you need to experience. So try it out. Tune into yourself.